Hello and welcome. Today we're continuing with the Passport to Advanced Mathematics by looking at radical and rational equations. As always, we're going to go at 5 questions, explain them, and to find the intricacies in this topic. If you like these videos or find them informative, please be sure to like and subscribe. And with that, let's get started. Question number 1. Square root of 2x plus 4 equals 2 plus x, and we're asked for the product of all solutions to the above equation. Well, let's see. We can square both sides. So 2x plus 4 equals 2 plus x squared, which is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4. We subtract 4 from both sides. We subtract the 2x out, and we end up with x squared plus 2x equals 0. But x squared plus 2x also equals x. Times x plus 2. So the roots here are going to be 0 and negative 2. Now you do have to be careful, right? Since you have a radical sign, you have to be sure that these two solutions actually work, right? So let's try those. We plug in 0 and we get the square root of 4 equals 2. That works. Plug in negative 2 and we get that 0 equals 0. Also works. So both of those work. The product of these two is going to be 0. So we have 0. So the answer here is just going to be 0. And let's move on. All right, and here it is. Square root of 3p plus 13 equals p plus 3. Right, you know the drill. We square both sides. Right, we get p squared plus 6p plus 9. Then we subtract some stuff out, and we get p squared plus 3p minus 4 equals 0. Well, we can factor this. We can factor this as p plus 4 times p minus 1, right? And then we take that, we see that our roots are negative 4 and 1. Well, now we can plug these roots into the make sure they work. First, we plug in negative 4 and we get now the square root of 1 equals negative 1. Well, that doesn't work because they didn't put anything in front of this, meaning that they're assuming it's a positive sign. So this cannot be negative, right? That's why this one does not work, which is why you do have to check if your solutions work or not. Even if they might work in here, they might not work with the radical, the positives and negatives. Because when you square that, you get rid of all of the negatives and make it all positive, right? But now you can try 1. You plug in 1 and you get the square root of 16 equals 4, which is correct. So the answer is just 1. The sum of 1 is just 1, and that is our answer. Let's move on. All right, next question. Here it is. The square root of 4x plus 20 plus x plus 2. And we do the same thing again. Do this. X plus 2 squared equals x squared plus 4x plus 4. Right, we subtract off our stuff. This goes away, that goes away. And we get x squared minus 16 equals 0. And this is going to be equal to x plus 4 times x minus 4. And take root of these and we get minus 4. And if you're paying attention, we can see that if we plug this in here, it's going to give us a negative, and this is a square root, so that's not going to work. So we can just cross out this anyway. We don't even need to check it. And we know that this, well, this is going to be positive if we plug this in here, right? And which means that it is going to work. So the answer is just going to be 4. Sum of 4 is 4, and we move on. All right. Next question. This one's a bit more complicated, but let's see what we can do. So we can get 3 equals the square root of 2, so x squared minus 5x plus 39, and square root, and then you get minus x. So we can add the x both sides, and then we can square this. That's going to be equal to 2x squared minus 5x plus 39. Of course, this part of 2 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. Here, and we get x squared All right. Now factor that into x minus 5 times x minus 6. And at any point you don't immediately see how to factor, you can always use the quadratic formula. So we end up with our solutions being 5 and 6. And if we plug in 5 and 6, well, this is going to be positive, right? And it's definitely going to be more than the 5 or 6 itself. And then you subtract off this, right, which is going to be the 5 or 6, and it should be positive. We can check it anyway, though. If plug in 5, get 50 minus 25 plus 39, which is going to be the square root of 64, which is 8 minus 5 is 3. So that this one works. And the second one is 6. Plug that one in, and we get 72 minus 30 plus 39, which is going to be 8 square root of 81, which is 9 minus 6 is 3. So this one also works. So we have 5 and 6. The product is then going to be 30. And we can, all right, next question. And it is the square root of 2x plus 20 equals x minus 2, right? You know the drill by now. We square both sides. Right, we get this. And then we combine like terms to get x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. This factors out to be x minus 8 times x plus 2. And we're left with our solutions being 8 and negative 2. 8 is going to work since it makes this one positive. So that's going to work. Going to work. Plugging this one in makes this negative, so it's not going to work. So our answer is going to be 8. So the sum of 8 is just 8. So that is our answer, and we're done. All right, so as you can see in this topic, it's mainly focused on just being able to get rid of the radical and then go from there, right? So in the question before this one, we had something else on the same side as the radical. So we wanted to move that before we squared. But really all we need to know is just how to like square and cube the equation, set the radicals all alone, and we can eliminate the radical, and then we just apply the skills we learned in the heart of algebra to this, and we solve this function to find the solutions. So we use the quadratic formula if necessary, and we're done. See you later.